But
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Kera Dangerous Talk. Just like usual, we have another great episode for you. I'm so hyped up for today's episode. We have none other than Mr. Kia Shine of Memphis.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Kara? Thanks very much for having me on the show, man. I really appreciate you guys having me a part of this, man. And appreciate you sewing into coffeewithkinfolk.com. Thank you.
Yes, brother. Look, you've been representing Memphis for a long time, so I'm very excited about you being on the show today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You're welcome. So I'm gonna do the show like I normally do it. I'm gonna give you your flowers. Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with it. As long as it ain't dead flowers. That's cool. We good. Let's go.
Absolutely. So I want you to sit back, relax, and take your flowers. Look, Mr. Kia Shine, I remember you from when I was in high school. I believe that's when it was. Now, I have to be honest, when I saw you on the TV, I said, man, that's a fine looking guy right there. So I promise you, man, I remember the first time I saw your video, Crispy. And yeah. I'm like, who is this tall, light-skinned, fine brother out here, with this swag? I don't even think swag was a word back then that people were using.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
I was just into what you were doing, and I started trying to find more out about you. I believe I saw you in like double XL or Source. You were popping up everywhere. But then all of a sudden, Kia, I felt like you just went poof. I didn't know where you went, but I never ever forgot about you. I promise. I always wondered what in the hell happened to Kia Shine.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
But I want to give you your flowers for the fact that you grinded and you're still here. You still behind the scenes and still making your music, which I still love. I mean, I heard you say something on Instagram. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Just to get right into it, we're going to go all around and talk about a lot of your different experiences. But I just want to say, reading on the internet, some of the comments from your fans, there's a lot of people who believe that you were the main guy who put out this whole swag, wavy, clean, drip type of vibe and hip hop. Do you believe that to be true? Do you think you were the one who really started that trend?
I won't take the credit for starting the trend of, like, as hip hop in itself has always been like, you go back to Run DMC and like my Adidas, you know what I'm saying? That might be too young or too old for some of y'all, but it's like hip hop has always been fresh. It's always been fly. So I can't take the credit for that. But what I will say is every generation, there's some artists that come through and reintroduce things to a new generation. You know what I mean? And I think what I was able to do for Memphis and where we're from and where I'm from, for certain, was be able to bring that swag or that fresh or that drip, they call it now, to the culture of Memphis. Because at the time before me, when you had the Balls and A-Ball MJG and you had like 3-6 Mafia and a lot of that vibes, the vibe of the music was street and good music, but it's like the fresh or the flyness of it, or just being that the good vibes of it or whatever was something that was kind of amiss. So for me, I wanted to try to bring that fresh, because Memphis is a very fresh city with its own swag. We got our own style of music and our own slang, but we also have our own style too. And I wanted to celebrate that. So that was a way for me to be able to cut through. So that's why my first single, Respect My Fresh, was about like the fresh, the swag, and the drip. You know what I mean? The next single was Respect My Grind, because it's like, we fly and we grind. So my thing is like, I just wanted to bring that. So I think, for me, to answer your question, I think I did. My fingerprint is on the game in the sense of bringing that freshness to the game, of bringing that style. Yes, I will say that is one of in my repertoire. But it's God given, and I think He just chose me to be able to use me to be able to kind of get it to a new generation or what have you. There were those before me, but I put my own spin on it. And I think that's what I did. I did make it my own. You know what I mean? I always think, in life or even in music or in any kind of content, you're not reinventing the wheel, but you are making a better tire.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do. Is try to like not reinvent the wheel, but I'm trying to make a better tire. You know what I mean? So and just push the culture forward. So I think the drip and the drip then, well, that's what I was doing then. That's what everybody's doing now. So yeah, I was one of the first to come with that for certain. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like you were ahead of your time? Because it's a couple people who looked at your career and they said, well, this guy should have just been way beyond what he was. But we feel like if you would have came out in today's time, come on, you would have been.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I feel like, if I was introduced to when I came out in 2007, the music industry as a whole was in shambles because it was the trend. It was the switch between I don't know what happened. Okay, it was a switch between when things went from digital, from CDs to digital. So because of that, a lot of artists that came in, like Soulja Boy started a lot of cool stuff around that time. So it was like this whole genre of new talent came out. And I think it was just a difficult time for the record business in general. And it was trying to reevaluate before the digital. So I think that was one reason that it didn't, like the first album, Due Season, I felt like it should have went triple. But it was like Jay-Z first album. Jay-Z first album, Reasonable Doubt, didn't, it became a classic over time. You know what I mean? It was ahead of its time. But a lot of time when things are ahead of your time, that means that everybody is not going to be on it or appreciate it until 2 years later. You know what I mean? And that's a cool thing, to be able to at least be appreciated, you know what I mean, for something that you be able to put to the game whenever it's appreciated, whenever you celebrate it, you know what I mean? So I think, it was just, it was a slept on classic at the time, but you know me, everybody sleeping on me gonna wake up working for me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm keeping it moving and grooving, you know what I mean? You did.
Absolutely. What happened was somebody probably called you. You have to put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
I'm gonna do it right now to make sure everything is correct, so we don't have that issue, like the situation happening.
Okay,
again,
no problem.
You know indeed, man. But you can
for the people who don't know who Kia Shine is, because I guess I was so excited, I just jumped right into it.
Yeah,
he's a songwriter, a hip hop artist, a producer, an actor now, a father, a husband. And definitely just, so just full circle, you just a man of many talents. How about that?
Well, I mean, I think some people were introduced to me with music, you know what I mean? And definitely music is my passion. But I do also believe what I do for a living is not necessarily who I am. Who I am is a child of God. Who I am is a spiritual individual having a human experience, you know what I'm saying? And God has blessed me with many talents, you know what I mean, and things to be able to do. So I'm just I do it for the cause, not for applause, you know what I'm saying? I do it for the purpose, because it's like, that's what I got to do for a lead for, is do my purpose. So I love doing music. I love creating, you know what I mean? I'm a creative. God was a creative, you know what I'm saying? He created the world, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's like what I am. I'm a creative, you know what I mean? But then, and I'm made in his image. But I think my wife prefers people call me producer, you know what I'm saying? Because I have produced a lot of good content, you know what I'm saying? Whether we're talking about for other artists or for myself, you know what I mean? But I'm an artist. I'm a creative hustler, you know what I mean? Is what I like to say, you know what I mean? I'm just a creative hustler, you know what I mean? And I eat what I kill and I speak what I feel, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But let's take it back. How did you even make a name to yourself to the point of having a major hit? And I know you started off working with Yo Gotti. Tell us about some of these beginnings of Kia Shine working in the business.
Basically, I think I was blessed in the right place to be in Memphis, where so much of the music was coming out on the independent side of things, and I was in a distribution network was there. I think that people before me, generations before me, like the soul music of Sam and Days, David Porter. I've mentioned those individuals a lot because they were doing the thing in Memphis before me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and then David Porter was one of my first investors. You know what I'm saying? He was the first individual to give me some bread to be able to help me keep going and keep moving and stuff like that. So that was, y'all know, David Porter was one of the founders of Stax Records and one of the writers of all these songs and what have you. So it's like, I knew from the beginning coming into it, that I was a part of this community, you know what I mean, that was bigger than me, this heritage. So from that, a lot of those remnants of relationships were still in Memphis. So God had me he divined my steps to be able to align me with the people that I needed to be aligned with, to inspire me. Because people do two things: they're going to either drain you or they're going to inspire you to become a higher you. So people inspired me, people around me. I'm like, and I'm seeing certain deals, or I'm seeing certain artists have deals, and I'm in these right places at the right time. So I was able to see, okay, this is a tangible, feasible thing. So I had to do my due diligence and find out my place in it. You know what I mean? But it started from me investing into a group where my little brother had, that they called LI, and we started a company based around them. You know what I mean? They were our artists, and Diamond Cut Entertainment was the company that we started, and we started to put out music with them. We didn't make a lot of money, but we bought a lot of lessons. And those lessons that we bought end up being blessings in today in my career, because I was able to learn the game. You got to learn before you earn. So we started my own label, Diamond Cut Entertainment, back in '98, and getting that and pushing that hard for about 3-4 years. And then that parlayed into Rap Hustlers. And I was able to then get funding and stuff like that, and get investments, and be able to invest in the talent that was going around Memphis in the early 2000s, like Yo Gotti and Skinny Pimp and Gangsta Black and Criminal Man. Those individuals like that would had a buzz in the street. And I just I was in a blessed position because I had the autonomy in the economy to be able to do what I felt and what I wanted to do. A lot of times individuals, like, you trying to either get money in the game, you got to sign to individuals, sign to people. Well, I was blessed to kind of to be in a position to where I was able to find my way off of, different scenarios, and learning off of putting out this group and that group, and then finding my way, or finding my voice and where my lane was, you know what I mean? In between, you learning from putting out other individuals and having the investment, being able to have left Memphis and got investments in New York and come back to Memphis, gave me the autonomy to be able to move on the creativity that I had. You see what I'm saying? I was able to go to a Yo Gotti and say, you should do this, or we should do this, because why? Not just because I think so, but I also had the autonomy and the money to be able to put into it and push it out there. So that was the blessing for me early on in my career, is to be able to not only create great things, but then be able to push them out there and get them out there and get them to the people. And, not being able just to make a hit record, but being able, I can create a hit record, make a hit record, but you got to be able to break a hit record and a hit artist as well. So that's what I was very well versed in being able to do, you know what I mean? And that's what, how I got started, you know what I mean? Was just Diamond Cut Entertainment. Then I met Drummer Boy, started selling Drummer Boy's beats, and parlaying that into a few song deals that parlayed into me getting a publishing deal and an investor, and then taking that money and starting Rap Hustlers, and then signing these acts that I just mentioned. And that's really how things kind of started for my career, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what exactly was the working relationship between you and Yo Gotti? You were helping him sell his music, or what was going on there?
The working relationship was we had a joint venture. He had I&E Entertainment at the time, and I had Rap Hustlers, and I had distribution with my label Rap Hustlers through TVT. And he had his label I&E, and they were putting out local music, but they weren't on the radio yet and stuff like that. So we decided to put out a project, a mixtape, as well as a full-length project, Life. And then we also put them on our first video that either of us had ever shot, which was TVs, which was a record with my other artist, Skinny Pimp, featured with 8Ball and myself on the hook. And then Yo Gotti was on that record. So that was his first big video, you know what I mean, that we put out on TVT. And then we reintroduced Skinny Pimp. And then we cross-marketed, breaking a new artist from Memphis, Yo Gotti, and then with our whole brand, Rap Hustlers. And then was able to follow after that, putting out his own project, Life. You know what I mean? And that's how he really broke. You know what I mean? That's how his music started to get out there. We had a DVD inside of the CD that we with the Life album, and a lot of during that time, that was like the smartest tech thing to be able to do, was to put your DVD inside your CD. And I was able to do it. Like I said earlier, the blessing was being able not only to create it, but then be able to have the autonomy to be able to have the distribution, the national distribution chain, and then have the money to be able to do the things that I was doing. And that's how me and Gotti linked, because I had the sound and things like that or whatever at the time that was that was something that was competitive, and he had a great voice, and we hooked up and made some great records, and we kind of helped each other, you know what I mean, break, you know what I mean, out of the city, you know what I mean. So that's pretty much what took place.
Are y'all, do y'all still stay in touch? Are y'all boys or?
It's funny, man. Like, you know, me, everyone around Yo Gotti, from Jason to Jook to Moneybag to Head to CEO Big 30 to Youngster to Grip, a lot of these individuals I spoke to, but I haven't spoken to Yo Gotti, you know what I mean, at all. You know what I mean? I don't have a number to reach out to him. I DM them or whatever, you know what I mean, just to try to like tap in or what have you. But I think that's something the city would love to see, is see Kinfolk and Yo Gotti revisit some of those classics on their Life album, and you know what I mean, and really tap back in, you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, you know, that's you know, but I do business with, you know, with those guys that are around him or what have you. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's about making sure I keep our relationship good, you know what I mean, and that's what, you know, I've been able to do. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Yo Gotti is his own man, so I can't, you know, control what another person do. You know what I mean?
Was there some static there, or y'all just lost
Yeah,
contact?
like back in the day, that was the issue, because, you know, at the end of the day, Yo Gotti didn't want my Kinfolk DVD inside of the Life album that we were putting out together, and I felt like, okay, well, this is my distribution deal with TVT, you know what I mean, and we were coming in putting half and half on your project, and then we had a situation where things fell apart on his end, and people went to jail, even on my end too. And I think that, you know, we suffered some setbacks. And I think that, you know, it was a situation where he was kind of looking for, I don't know, I can't speak to why he wouldn't want my DVD inside the project, when I put so much time and effort and music and these songs on this project. A lot of those songs were my songs. So at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean, but he was younger then, I was younger then. At the end of the day, you know, we didn't see eye to eye at that time, but we definitely put out classic record. And because it was my distribution situation or whatever, like, you know, I had to make sure I cross marketed what Rap Busters was doing, even though we had built them up, you know what I mean, to the point where he was like, felt like it was just what he needed to do, and he just kind of outgrew our situation, and it happens. But at the end of the day, you know, I wish dude no bad vibes, and, you know, clearly, you know, through the years we've both been able to be successful and do our thing. But I just think that, you know, it'll be dope though. It will be dope.
It
You know,
would be.
it'd be
Yo
opposite to do
got
something like that.
it.
Exactly. I was one of the first people to put that, you know what I mean, that to tell them how to twerk that scenario or whatever shit. I remember a session in House of Blues in Memphis where we were doing the TVs, and he was laying down at trying to get his tag, trying to find that niche, that tag to put on a record. You know what I mean? And at that time I already had the Kinfolks and all the stuff like that. So we were like, you know, experimenting with things. And that was a fun time to see a young Yo Gotti at that time and a young Kid Shine, like, creating together, man. Like, really were good times, man.
That's beautiful, because Memphis is like, it's known for music and just a good vibe. Like, if y'all could just bring it together and be,
yes,
you
man.
know,
And I think, and my thing is
lovely.
like, man, like, you know, it's not like we came to shooting and like, you know, like other individuals in the marketplace that have, you know what I'm saying, that he's beef with. My situation with him have never been like that. So it's like, you know,
exactly.
Yeah. So hopefully we could be able to put something together to make it better for the era.
Yeah, I'm having a little cocktail, y'all. I've decided that
I'm having water. This is my LaCroix. This is key lime sparkling water when I'm drinking. You know what I mean? But hey, cheers to your cocktail right now.
Boom.
Indeed.
Kia, this is so amazing. I mean, I went from seeing you on TV, wondering about you, to talking to you now. Like, man, God is awesome.
No, but that's the dope part about the world we live in right now, the digital social media world, that, you know, it's easier as an artist these days to be able to touch people, because you can just do it right from your phone. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Back in the day, we had to really pull up in those tour buses and really make an impression or whatever and stuff like that. So I just think it's cool now that things are where you can be able to touch people and tell these stories, because it's very important to tell the stories to these new Gen Zs or to these individuals that may not know, so they can be able to learn and earn from what they're listening to in interviews like this, you know?
Yeah, I see a lot of maturity in you, and you never been a wildcat that just sit out here and act all gangster and tough, but you always had your own vibe, like Crispy, you know? But, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I got no problem. I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I don't have to live up to anything. I just be exactly what I am. You know what I mean? I just be. You know what I mean?
I think out of all the artists out of Memphis, you don't really portray that gangster guy. You just a cool guy. Cause some dudes, they ain't the. I mean, maybe you are a gangster. I don't know, but to me, you just a
Yeah,
cool
but
guy that know people in the street. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Hey man, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, I'm from the town, so it's like, but I come with positivity and love. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
you
what I come
do.
with, the love first. I don't come with the negative energy and all that. You know what I mean? We all can go there, but I preserve I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep it positive and lift somebody up, you know what I mean? And make it inspiration for somebody's situation. You know what I mean?
I was hoping you was gonna show your hair today because you got that whole
Yeah,
black
you know,
Jesus.
yeah, well, you know, today I just, you know what I mean? I had the thing back,
Yeah,
man, but you know what I mean? But, you know, man, I could go whip it up, man, but I just, like I said, I had just left the studio, man, so, you know what I mean? It was just good to be able to just get home and be able to chop it up, you know
it's
what I mean?
all
But,
good.
yes,
Cause
indeed, man.
you normally have the Jesus
Oh,
look,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't want to be sitting there doing all that. Take a second to do all that, though, but I can hit you, though, you know what I'm saying? For sure, man. Yeah, that'd be in the morning time when I get up. You know, I'm like, all right, I wake up in the morning, I just feel the presence of God, like, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to, like, you know what I mean? You know,
You
get
know
out and
what?
say
It's
something
funny to
positive.
me because everybody don't look that great in dreads to me, but some people just take it to another notch. You look handsome in your dreads. Like
Thank you. I
everybody don't
appreciate
look
it,
that
man.
way. You welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, they represent my patience, you know what I'm saying? Patience, because it take a long time to grow. So just patience, you know what I'm saying? Represent that patience.
Absolutely. So look at here. I hate to bring this up, but I got to. I'm a big fan of 3 6 Mafia, so you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
about
me
to
too. I
ask
like that
you.
music too.
North, you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
indeed.
about?
Off the
So
WAP, man. You
Project
know
Pat,
this.
you know. Back in the
But see,
day
let me tell you
though,
something.
you know what I'm
You
getting
can
at.
like somebody's music and
Yeah.
not like, okay, R. Kelly make good music, but
But
what kind
go,
of individual is he? You know what I'm saying? That's
boy,
all I'm
I
saying is
already
like,
know.
you know, you can make great music and not be a great individual. You know what I mean? And that's all. Like, you know what I mean? You know, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but I have no current beef with Paul and them. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I'm not
at
just
all.
bringing it up for no reason, but I know years ago, like, I just want to know what was the reasoning behind it. Did you feel like you were getting a lack of support from other Memphis artists, or what's
Yeah, I
the
mean
whole?
that's just the thing. The thing is like, you know, like the initial beef that we had was because they got on a radio interview, they got on the radio interviews what these guys did, and they got on here and said the rap busters, and they was on live remote, and they were just talking bad about us and all that. So I responded, you know what I mean, in a Street Wars mixtape. You know what I'm saying? And he had a song out about me too. Paul did. So then I came back with the Street Wars mixtapes or whatever and stuff and kind of like crushed it, you know what I mean? And then like, so fast forward past that, then, you know, when we've seen each other since the Street Wars mixtapes with the Kinfolk tapes and you know, and we supposedly had squashed the beef, okay? And y'all had a hit song and I had hit deals and hit songs or whatever since then. So it was like we moved on. So when I went to the store to be able to just congratulate them on their new project they had out or whatever and stuff, like it's like dudes try to like, you know, we was taking pictures for the people and all that or whatever at first, but then it's like Paul started shooting out some like off the mouth stuff or whatever. So I went ahead and slid and I was like, all right, bro, like you going nowhere with this? I slid. And then they try to when I left out, then it's like Juicy J was making comments. But I'm like out the door at this time. So it's like, you know what I mean? The person who filmed that really filmed that, trying to slant it like they ran me out of somewhere. I'm like, man, listen, the stuff they say on that videotape, I wasn't even in the store. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't even there anymore. So that's when I first learned how you can go viral on something and people believe like what they see. Like, hold on, like
Right.
did you see, like, you know what I mean? So that was a whole thing. But like, nah, man, nobody ever ran me out of no city, ran me out of nowhere. I'm 6'5", man. You know what I mean? 250, man. It's gonna take a lot more than, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot to push me out of somewhere. But that ain't even where I want to take it though. But like, nah, they ain't got no problems and they ain't never addressed no issues or whatever. We've talked about other business since then or whatever, stuff on some reality TV stuff or whatever last year. So I know, like, you know what I mean, much love to them dudes, man. I just don't get down with the 3 6s and all that or whatever, the vibes as far as what that represents. You know what I mean? That ain't my vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, cool music or whatever and all that. But like, you know what I'm saying? You know, to each his own, just keep that shit up out of my zone. You know what I'm saying? Long, you know,
I feel that.
Yeah, you know, that's all.
I'm definitely connecting to you because I feel like you're a good guy who just in this industry. And there's a lot of people that come on this show. They talk about some of the more what's a good word for it? Just some of this kind of devilish things that happen in the
Yeah, I don't.
industry.
Yeah,
A lot of my guests haven't been into it, So.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you do, and then but at the end of the day, for me, I represent, number king folk and queen folk this way. You know what I mean? Nothing but. You know what I mean? That's what we do.
And just before we drop this, I just want to say, I didn't think they ran you out of the shop. I saw that video. I felt like they were dapping you up, like everything was cool. And then when you walked away, they started talking trash. And you were already gone. So that was kind of funny. And even though I liked them, that was kind of like.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was kind of messed up.
Yeah, but I've had, like I said, ain't nothing to have. I'm gonna stand on what I stand on, you know what I mean, on this phone or in real life, you know what I mean? I've always been like that. So, at the end of the day, man, what you see is what you get. And like I said, I ain't coming to start anything, but I finish everything, but I ain't into all that, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. No, I gotta be honest. Let me ask you this. What is it about you where people just don't want to give you your credit though, dog? I mean, like Drake tried to say, what the hell is this? He tried to act like you didn't write a part of the song. Or what's going on with that?
I mean, that was just a misinformed individual. That was another young individual that was misinformed and wasn't able to understand what it really takes, when you write a record. And he was misinformed, so he said some things out of turn. And then I said something back, you know what I mean? It's always like I'm responding, you know what I mean? But when I respond, I'm methodical and melodical. So I'm methodical and melodical. So at the end of the day, like if I respond back to you, I'm going to say some truth, you know what I mean? And I don't come with the beautiful lies, the ugly truth. So it's like, and sometimes when guys get a chink in their armor, when they see that a person ain't going for what they going for, then they're instead of them saying, "Oh, my bad, dog," you know what I mean? People have too much pride to be able to do that. You know what I mean? So it's okay though, you know what I mean? Because I forgive, you know what I'm saying? I got no mouth. I don't walk around with these folks on my headspace at all. You know what I mean? The plaques on the wall. I'll be thankful, you know what I mean? Attitude of gratitude at all times.
Yes. I think I'm feeling this wine because the question just totally zipped from my mind. No, what song was it actually that you was working on? Because it's like you worked with the whole Young Money crew. You worked with Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. How did you even get in that circle to be a part of that?
I mean, it's just the respect of individuals respecting my music and my grind. You know what I mean? From years before, I'd already worked with Wayne in 2002. So before Wayne was 2008, a milli Wayne. You know what I mean? He was somebody that respected my ear and my talent with the music. So, like I said, I'm guess this guy does this thing with me, Kera, where he just puts me around people's energies when they start something. Great people, great things. You know what I mean? So, it was just dope to be able to be and work with Wayne and then see what he is and what he represents to the game, and then Drake too, what he brings to the game. You know what I mean? So then now Nicki Minaj is on her album. So it's you know what I mean? It's just a blessing, you know what I mean, to be able to see God work and use me and how he can be a glue to these individuals that we speaking of. All these individuals that we speaking about are iconic individuals, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just dope to be able to have my name in that same circle with those individuals. Is great.
Yes. And the song that you did with
Best I Ever Had.
The Best I Ever Had remix. Yeah. There was so many co-writers on there. How does that process happen? Like when you have over 5 people writing on a song.
I mean, a song be broken down about 100%, and then it's publishing 100%. Then then it's like the publishing share. Then you have the writer share. So the writer share is split up with 100%. So you got 5 people. You break that down. You know what I'm saying? What they come out. Some people's percentage are different than others based on what they did on the song. And then you have the publisher, people that are actually releasing it and that side of it or whatever, and the publishing companies that represent that. So it's enough money for everybody. It's enough to go around when the song does 5-6 million, like what the Best I Ever Had is doing. You know what I mean? What it's done or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's a good scenario. It's a good scenario. Everybody get their piece and they cut, and every time it's spin, we win. You know.
Now, I'm a hip hop artist myself, a songwriter, and it broke my Kera Dangerous, y'all know me. Album out, Kera Dangerous 1, Kera Dangerous 2. But it broke my heart when I really got into the industry and met people behind the scenes, a lot of
Yeah,
heavy producers.
yeah.
Uh,
You find out that it's like, man, it's like these guys aren't real. Like, you know what I mean? They aren't as true as they are as real as you see them to be. But like, that's what, like I said, I always bring up the R. Kelly scenario to say that, like, you could be a great individual that makes great music, but you don't make you a great individual.
yeah,
Doesn't mean you're a great
yeah,
individual. You can make great music. That don't mean, and sometimes as people, we put these individuals up on a certain pedestal as an individual. But they make a great song, don't make them a great man. You know what I mean? Or woman.
absolutely. Well, what I want to get to is though my heart was really broken when I realized that a lot of the top rappers and just rappers in general, they don't write their own music. But I'm looking at somebody like you, Kia Shine. You're a writer for other people. You co-write. So why does it seem like artists who are actually artists, and don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with people who use songwriters that who are hip hoppers, but don't put yourself in a top five. Or I don't want to hear that Drake is a top five rapper if he don't write his stuff. That's just me. And I
Well,
know
but
people,
yeah, that's true.
you know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah,
Why
I
go? I just
did
want to
that.
know why artists like you who write their stuff, who are real artists, why does it seem like real artists are held back, whereas manufacturers, well, I guess I answered my own question. They're put ahead of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, man, like, you know, at the end of the day, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. You know what I mean?
Boy, this
So,
boy
you
City.
know what I mean? So at
Okay.
the end of the day, man,
Yeah.
like, you know, God got us, you know what I mean? He got us covered like insurance. So, you know what I mean? Like, you know, is the eventually, you know what I mean? If it's going to be all good at the end, and if it's not all good, it's not the end. You know what I'm saying? So just simply, I just keep working and keep pushing and keep pushing. And I know that you know, it may be things that my kids may be able to
Mhm.
finish that I've started. You see what I'm saying? So like, you know, um, I'm thankful for whatever flowers I get, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, I do it for the cause, not for applause. Like, it's cool that people dig some of the things that I've been able to do. And I would
Mhm.
love for people to listen to the music and all that or whatever and get out there and but at the end of the day, you know, like, you know, you gotta let God, he got the direction. He's the one navigating, he got the navigation for the situation. He's the one directing my steps. So, you know, where he wants my music to be, where he wants my talent to be, you know what I mean? It'll get there. It'll be there. You know what I mean? And it's forever anyway. So it's like, you know, we all clever, but on different levels, man. So at the end of the day, like, I just keep working, man. You know what I mean? My best record is my next record.
No, I love all that, but I want to know I know you're a songwriter, so you're not gonna go against it so much. But I mean, I had the same
No, I
conversation
mean, like, it's
with
like
Sky Zoo.
the machine is the machine. I can't. What I do is I cannot control
Mhm.
what I can't. Things I can't control or how they push me. I can't even worry about that. You know what I mean? I only can control what I can do. You know what I mean? What I can put my hands on. I can't. You know what I mean?
But
I just don't.
do you judge musicians or rappers differently, knowing if they right or not right?
Well, like, you know, but it ain't just rappers. A lot of the singers and Rihanna's and Beyonce and all these folks, like, there are people, right? They're just dope songwriters that know how to write a song. Now, I'm blessed because I'm a songwriter, but I also am an artist. I have, like, some songwriters don't even look like they should be artists. You see what I'm saying? So if you, like, are the songwriter that just, like, doesn't have the swag or the performance or the moxie, you know what I mean, to be able to do the rap side of it or the artist side of it, then hey, there's a lane for you. You know what I mean? You can write these songs and somebody else gonna sing them songs or whatever and stuff. Like, it's about entertainment anyway. So some of these people are just entertainers. It's cool and performers. It's cool. I don't really, if I like, I don't judge nobody. If I like the song, I just like the song. I don't care who wrote it, who did it, whatever.
Mhm.
If he wrote it, I don't even care. I just like, if it's a good song, then it's a good song. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not thinking about Drake didn't write this or whatever, or who didn't wrote this. I'm just thinking, like, if he
Really?
made a good song. Nah, if he made it was a good song, it's a good song to me. I don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, it's the song. This is my ear, me listening. Now, when you talk about artists and you like, okay, and they're like, okay, get coming out and they're like taking interviews and they're like, I'm the shit, or I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this and I'm that. And you
Mhm.
constantly saying that, and that's what you are, you know what I mean? It's okay for you to feel like that. But there are some people that are gonna take offense to that coming out your mouth. You know what I mean? Saying like, if you ain't writing your stuff and all that or whatever. Like me, like I said, man, I just don't have the time to be able to be thinking about. I don't really, you know what I mean? It don't really matter to me. I just like, if it's a good song, I listen to it. You know what I mean? If it don't move me, you know what I mean, then I'll move on to the next thing.
Well, my thing is, and I'm just talking just to be talking, but like, if it's not such a big deal, why don't they just say, I use a songwriter? Because
that's the pride issue. Individuals want it to be about them. They want it's got to be about them. Like, you know what I mean? If some individuals, and I'm not like this, but there are some people that think if they give you some shine, it will stop theirs.
Oh, no, that's true.
There are people who feel like this is competition. This is a blood sport. It's got to be about me. I'm the number one. I just never really cared about like none of that. Like, I just wanted to be able to do my part, to be able to like put something out there and like do my thing. I don't have to be number one. You know what I mean? But if God blessed me to be number one, I'm gonna receive it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, you know, man, anything is still nothing won't. So at the end of the day, I don't really, you know, I want to be profitable. I want to be able to feed my family. I want my kids to be able to go to that refrigerator and be able to get what they want out of it. I want them to be able to have a roof over it. I don't be thinking about, like, you know what I mean? Like, my attitude is an attitude of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? So if you say I'm number one, and that's you saying that. Me, I think I'm just the best doing me. You know, competition with nobody, no way. Because I'm like, God made me. You know what I mean? So my voice is like, it's just people like so many different things, and nobody feels one way all the time. So it's like, how can you say that this is the number one person? There's some people who sell the best. They don't mean they're the best artists. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like who you vibe with. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to subscribe to my vibe. It's coffeewithkinfolk.com. Tap into me. You know what I mean? And, you know, and if I'm number one on your playlist, then I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I'm not really tripping, man. That's just my vibe. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not sweating no other man. And I don't really, you know, if you jump hard, yes, indeed. If they jump hard, then I tap in, man. That's it, man. Like, you know what I mean? That's it.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to fluster you. It's really just my own.
No, I didn't fluster it out. No, I'm not flustered.
Well, no, it's just that when you grow up and you hearing that, to be the best rapper, you need to, you know, we write our own bars, and then you find out that nobody's
writing. Yeah, ain't writing his own bars. It's like, yeah, hop, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean? But that's, I guess, because I'm so jaded past the, like, I'm already knowing 95% of these dudes is fake. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, anyway. And all they manufactured anyway. So it's like, okay, like, I just, you know, I guess after you had your heart broke before, you like, oh man, these dudes, man, they just ain't gonna be real. They just like gonna be whatever. They gonna play up to you. They gonna cater to your ego when you hide, and when you not, they gonna move on. It's a whole different vibe out here, man. So like, you know, I just stay with consistent to what I go with a love it, and I mess with who mess with me. You know.
Yes, that's the safest thing to do. Now, I always tell people I don't like saying this word, but I'm gonna have to say it just to say this next question.
What's up?
How in the hell do you own 25% of no, I'm lying. No, you brought the WAP Wet Ass Pussy record performed by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion to Sony Music. Is that correct?
Yes, I did do that. Yes, ma'am. I did bring the publishing deal. The publishing deal for that record, you know what I'm saying? I was able to facilitate that deal through Sony. Yes. Because Frank Ski was the person who owned the original song. So they sampled his work, and because they sampled his work, I was able to go procure a publishing deal for him, for them sampling that work. So yeah, I was able to be involved in bringing that deal to Sony. Shout out to Frank Ski, Jerry Clark, Mike Jackson, and everybody that had something to do with that, and Big John up there at Sony as well.
Absolutely. So you just been staying busy. So the perception I had, like I said, when you had the Crispy song, the Wild song, which I love, and then you just disappeared. You didn't really disappear. What was, I mean,
exactly. What, yeah, that's the thing.
But what happened though? Like, why did you just all of a sudden go away? Because it seemed like you were about to break through mainstream. I mean, we heard what you were doing behind the scenes, but what happened with your deal, or what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was signed with Universal Motown. Like I said, during that time, the music industry was in a bizarre place because they didn't know how to make money. The situation wasn't making money for the labels or what have you. So they had to like figure out how, and then that's when you got all these DSPs and the digital streaming platforms came out after that. So without having the major label push, maybe, but after that, I came out with Checking My Fresh. Checking My Fresh was a single with me, Young Dro, and Fabulous, and Mano. Fabulous was in the video. Mano was on the record, a dope song. It was I went to Empire Distribution, which I still have my distribution deal with now. Shout out to guys and those guys over there. But like, yeah, I have been, that was an MTV Jam of the Week. That was after So Crispy and Wow, and that song did very, very well. And then after that, I dropped a few others on MTV. Pneumonia, had a Alarm Clock Theory mixtape, which is a dope tape, you know what I mean? And that tape was a song on there called Relax that really got me a lot of shows back in the early teens and stuff like that. And then after that, my mom and my dad passed away. So I had to spend a lot of time like getting, my family readjusted or whatever from that. I lost my mom to cancer in 2012, lost my dad to cancer in 2013. So, and one of the wishes they wanted to see me carry on was to be able to go acting and go film and television. So I started to go heavy into the acting classes and into learning that trade, that skill set. And then I started to make my pivot over into acting. But even between that, I had an artist that I found, Tomboy, and I had a lot of different things that I was doing behind the scenes, even during that time or whatever. So with music, as far as concerned. But yeah, so I went to the acting and started to parlay and pivot that direction. So that led me to doing Atlanta with Donald Glover, and led me to doing a Superfly movie and Greenleaf and Star on Fox, and now They Clone Tyrone is coming out, a movie coming out on Netflix later on this year, and there's another one that I'm doing starting August 1st called The Johnson. As a TV show.
You were on Greenleaf on
season 4, episode 2. Yeah.
Wow.
So yes, go season 4, episode 2. Go back and check it out. You know what I mean? And you'll see. You go back and just re-see it, and you'll see like, damn, Kera Shine was in. I had an even longer part, but they kind of clipped me or whatever. But it's all good. But I got a good check.
But you in there? You in there?
Oh, I'm in there. You gonna see it? Yeah, you gonna definitely see it when you go back and look at it. Greenleaf season 4, episode 2. Then I got
one of my favorite shows, so that's why
I got a small role in that thing, man. You know what I mean? And as a counselor, so you'll see me in that.
Don't you have something coming out now on Netflix or something like that?
Yeah. They Clone Tyrone will be out later this year. They Clone Tyrone. It's a movie with Jamie Foxx, Kiefer Sutherland, and John Boyega, directed by my man Juelz. And that's a big Netflix movie that's coming out later on this year. And there's another television show called The Johnson that comes out August the 1st. And you'll see me on that first episode, on the premiere of that.
Wow. So how is this acting taking you by storm? How do you feel now that you're doing the acting and you put yourself out there?
When I get through with this, I gotta do audition when I get done with this. You know what I mean? So me and my son, so we got to get to work here in a minute. But like, yeah, it's just something, it's another art form to be able to tell stories and to be able to act and to be able to just, learn and just new experiences and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's just super cool. Atlanta's taking off with that out here. It's a huge marketplace for it out here. And I'm just blessed to be able to be making some money in it and getting some good roles and getting some good experience. And I'll be taking that pathway of Ice Cube or Queen Latifah or Donald Glover or Common or, Mark Wahlberg or, like this is, that's the direction. That's where I see myself. Like, Will Smith, like that direction, where people that came from music and went to film and television. Like that's what my goal is with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, music is still my passion and I still release it. I just put out a new song called Day Vibes. It just came out 4th of July. Good vibe music, summer feel good song. And there's a project called Eat What I Kill, Speak What I Feel that's coming out soon. So music will be coming as well. I just continue to get in merch, coffeewithkinfolk.com. I just keep coming with my merch and my messages, and keeping it going. Thank you very much too, man. Yes, man. Love, peace, and coffee.
I love coffee.
Indeed, me too.
Y'all make sure y'all grab his merch.
Yes, please grab the merch.
Before we get out of here, I got a quick game to play with you where it's called quotes, and I have a bunch of quotes from you, and I want you to explain to me what did you mean by it.
All right, great. Let's do it.
Okay. First quote. You got to know when to be the man and when to be the bigger man. What did you mean by that, Kia?
Wow. I mean, like, what that means is like when you feel like, you know, okay, I'm this, I'm Kia Shine, I've done this for Drake and Gotti and all this stuff or whatever, but you see somebody and they making some mistakes or they're not doing the right thing, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to just beat a man, you know what I'm saying? You can see a person and just like, let me just be the bigger man and try to just like humble myself and just try to correct what the situation could be, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, you know what I mean? You know, you just gotta know when to be the man and just be the bigger man or bigger woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can see somebody get into some friction and you can go get involved with it, or you can just like, no, let me be bigger than this in energy and like try to bring some peace to it. So that's where it comes from.
I dig that.
Yeah.
The next quote I hear you say all the time, so you should have no problem explaining it. I eat what I kill, I speak what I live.
Yeah. I speak what I live and I speak what I feel. That's just no one gives it to me. I have to always go and take it. You know what I mean? I gotta like go and like no one's just here's your food right here. Like I gotta go and make it happen for myself. I gotta make it happen for my family. So so yeah, so that's why I eat what I kill. Like I'm not trying to eat off your plate. If I killed this, then I'm finna eat this. You see what I'm saying? This is what I went out and I made happen. So, you know what I mean? I'm not coming with my hands out. You know what I'm saying? I eat what I kill. I'm gonna make something off of it. Just like let's put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And I speak what I feel. Like I speak real life. This is no act, no, I don't have the social media slant with me. It's real. I'm just exactly who I am at all times. I don't have nothing to live up to. And that's just what me being that. Like some guys when have a different initiative or they have ulterior motives, then they're speaking certain things. They may not say certain things when certain people around. They handle things like, you know, that's not me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna speak exactly what I feel when I feel it, and I'll be able to get it across. You know what I mean? So that's just me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest about it. You know what I mean? If I feel it, I'm gonna speak on it. Like a blind man reading Braille. You know what I mean?
I love that, bro.
You know, seriously.
Now, I love this one. You got to do everything you can, then God will do everything you can. Boy,
Oh
you
my
gotta
God.
speak on it, boy.
Listen, let me tell you. That's how I live. I live that. I live that, Kara. I live that. Like you gotta like you can't know how it's gonna, if you know how it's gonna all come together, they don't have no faith.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that you don't know and you just do what you can, it leaves room for God to come do the stuff, man. I don't know how I'm gonna go do all. How can I touch all these people again? How can I, God? What can I? You know what I mean? But don't worry about the how and the when. Just begin. You just do it, and
now,
you
I
do
like
everything.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like the how and the when is gonna
Begin.
happen. No, just begin. Just do your part, and then you do your part. You do what you can, and then God gonna show up and do what you can. You know what I'm saying? I swear. If you don't faint, if you don't give up.
Y'all need to take note of that. That is a powerful message. I'm gonna say it one more time. You got to do everything you can. Then God will do everything you can.
Woo! Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
The last quote. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I got two. Well, let's see. Everybody's sleeping on me. Gonna one day work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
just like
pretty self-explanatory.
that's self-explanatory. Like it's like, okay, cool. That same person that's hating on you and not trying to help you, that same person is helping you. Because they gonna wake up and it's like what they did helped you become who you are. So you really working for me. You see what I'm saying? Like it's working for me. Everything you doing is working for me. You know what I'm saying? Things are happening for you, not to you. Just you know what I mean? So if they're sleeping on you today, they'll wake up working for you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They'll wake up on your way. You know what I mean?
Man, that's powerful. I lied. I got one more since that was self-explanatory. Don't nobody own me. I own me. What did you mean when you said that, kid?
Yeah, like, okay, that's a very important line right there. My publishing, I own it. Nobody owns my publishing. You know what I mean? When I write something, our kids eating off that. My music, when I release it, don't nobody own that but me. My merch, my messages, my euphemisms, my sayings, I own them. You know what I mean? So there's not another individual that owns what I'm doing. Is God and my grind. That's it. There's no in between, no middleman in me. You see what I'm saying? So That's the thing. I'm not somebody's puppet out here running around doing what somebody said they can do. You know what I mean? No, I'm my own man. Don't nobody own me. You know what I'm saying? I own me. I own me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Now we got a few minutes here, and then I know you got to go to your audition, but I want to bring up something to you if these names mean anything. NLE Chopper.
Yep.
Black Youngster. Pooh Shiesty. Key Glock. Young Dolph. 8 Baller MJG. Moneybag Yo. Did I forget anybody? JD the Block Boy, Tay Keith, one of the hottest producers out right now. What do they all have in common?
Come on, man. M, baby. The M.
Memphis,
Tennessee. Okay? Memphis, Tennessee. All the way around. Memphis, Tennessee, baby. And we finally getting our time. You know what I mean? We finally getting our look out here. They really are starting to see this Memphis music get out here and be number one on the Billboard. I love it.
Why now? Like, what's popping right now? What's going on with Memphis where all these incredible new rap artists are coming out of?
We forgot about Juicy Fruit too. Shout out to Juicy Fruit. Shout out to Kivo Money too. Juicy Fruit and Kivo Money. Shout out to both of those because they both on Atlantic and they doing their thing too. Also Cutthroat, Cool Courtney, Dirty Fresh. What I want to say, what I want to say is like, it's just like when you plant a seed, you don't know when some seeds, you don't never know when that seed gonna come up and harvest. You know what I mean? So a lot of the harvesting that's going on right now was from the seeds that was planted. You know what I mean? Before now. It's just that Memphis fruit is an exotic fruit. Takes a minute to grow and glow. You know what I'm saying? But now it's out here, you know?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. I'm so excited. I'm hoping that one of these artists that's like on top number one on radio, I want you to be on a remix or something. I want Yo Gotti.
Listen, I receive it. Let me let you know. Let me just let you know that though I'm doing other things, the music is incredible and it's coming. You know what I mean? And there will be more charts. With as an artist, the Kia Shine name will be on very, very soon. Kinfolk for so they put that's on everything I love. You know what I mean? Yes.
Now I'm gonna throw this out there. I would love to see you do a track with Young Dolph because he got that crispy.
Got one right now. You can go stream with this car. You could tell I put that out in 2017. You can tell. Go stream it. Kia Shine, Young Dolph. Out. You know it's available right now. Go stream it. You can tell. Kia Shine, Young Dolph, 2017.
Damn, I'm late.
Yeah, but you know, it's there for you though. You know what I mean? So you can wake up to that. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's already out there. And new music is coming. New music was coming with some of these Memphis artists. You know what I mean? So
what about Moneybag Yo? What's your thoughts on him? Because everybody love this guy. I mean, he's
Moneybag Yo is in a great season. Shout out to Head. Shout out to Zach Randolph. Shout out to Skywalker, his engineer. Shout out to Moneybag. Shout out to CEO Big 30. I like that whole team. Endless. Ain't no end to that trend over there. Them boys doing their thing. And YC, all of them over there. Those dudes doing their thing. And Bag has always been respectable. You know what I'm saying? And he started me out in a few songs and all that or whatever. So, and I got a few verses for him and stuff like that too. So it's like, you know,
that's dope.
We do business to this day. Good business. And I like what he doing, and he fresh with it. You know what I mean? So definitely, man, loving what he got going. Number one album. That's what's up, man. Seriously. So,
any final parting words? Tell us what you got going on, and we know you got the new songs out and stuff. But let us know.
Yeah, I mean, like you know, there's movie there. Just to recap, the Johnson TV show comes out August 1st on Bounce TV. Search for it; it'll be available August 1st. New movie coming out later this year. They Clone Tyrone on Netflix. That's coming. And then new music is coming. Eat What I Kill. The book, the music, all of that is on the way. And merch and messages. Coffeewithkinfolk.com. Subscribe to my vibe. Buy some merch, buy some mugs, show some love. And that's pretty much, you know, that's what's going on with me. That's all I can talk about really right now. But it's you know, God's working though. And there's some really cool things that are going to be coming up that you guys will be able to see. Just subscribe to my vibe, man, so you guys don't sleep on me. Y'all be tapped in with me. So come on to coffeewithkinfolk.com, subscribe to my vibe, and that way you don't miss nothing that's getting ready to happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Again, Kia, thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
been great
Thank
to
you.
talk to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. You keep pushing your show, keep pushing the podcast, keep moving forward, keep pushing, and we're gonna do it again when I got the next round of blessings that God got coming. We'll come back on here and talk about it all again.
Thank you so much, brother. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. I love seeing your pictures with your family and your son.
Oh yeah, listen, they in the house right now. They waiting on me to get through this. I'm gonna get busy with this, man. I'm gonna put my dad hat on immediately. You know what I mean? And gonna get busy, man. But listen, thank y'all very much, man. I appreciate y'all. Much love, y'all, man. Much love, man. And go stream Day Vibes. It's a really good song. Day Vibes on all platforms right now.
Say Christmas.
Yeah.
We out of here.
Yes, sir, Ski.